All right, guys, so we got a very special video today because I brought my special one in for the video.
Hi.
And yeah, guys, this is Eden.
Hi, I'm Aiden. Nice to meet you all. Nate's girlfriend, as you can see, and I'm sure you already know, so.
Yeah, and basically, we are going to be dropping some sauce, giving you guys some advice, also from her perspective, on how to level up as a man and how to acquire an abundance of women or go on dates, get the right girl, and ultimately land yourself in the right relationship that's going to help you moving forward with your growth in business, with your growth as a person. Yeah, so let's get into it. First thing I guess we want to talk about here is what are the things that you need to do as a young man that's going to build your character up to a level where you're going to be desirable enough to get the girl that you want, aka the girl of your dreams, the girlfriend, the right girl for you.
Or just girls.
Or just girls in general. Maybe you just want to go and you want to get as many women as possible. You want to go on a date every single night. You want to, whatever. So first thing, I think that maybe we can both agree on it, but it's that you have to develop yourself in pretty much all aspects of your life. So you can't leave one aspect out. Like you can't just be rich, like that's not enough. Or you can't like just be good looking, like that's definitely not enough either. Like you have to take care of yourself. You have to be working on your career, be ambitious, be driven towards something. You have to have at least a future indication of your ability to bring in resources, I think.
I think this is like number one priority, to love yourself, to be confident, to know what you want from yourself. And it all comes together to love yourself, because you don't have to be like madly in love with yourself. Again, like if you do it too much, it's also disgusting and no. Don't do it too much. Do it in the right amount. Just love what you see in the mirror. Love who you are. Know who you are. And that's the best advice in my opinion, because you can't give your all to someone when you're not 100% loving yourself. You know, so how can you give your all to someone when you're not even giving your all to yourself? Like, it'll be broken. So like.
Yeah. So basically, like, have confidence. Confidence is number one. I feel like everyone everywhere says that, but it's the truth, because if you're just this like little ball of anxiety and you have no belief in yourself, in your ability to attract that girl or get her on a date, or you have no belief in yourself to build your career or to build your body and work out, then
it will be pretty obvious. Like,
it's obvious.
Women are very, very intelligent, especially when it comes to like
emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I was looking for that word. So women can tell. Women can like read you like a card. Well, most of them. And they'll be able to see that you're insecure. And it's like, as a man, I'm sorry, but it's not that attractive. Like, it's one thing to be like gentle and sensitive. This is like something completely else. This is okay and this is beautiful. We're all humans. But to be insecure and like you as the man, you need to be confident. And also, even if you don't look the best, as long as you give the energy, you have like the aura that like you look good and you know what you're saying and you have like a smooth language, automatically you look good, like even if you're not.
Like your looks, I think, if you take yourself and you take a guy that's like one notch better looking or like slightly better looking than you, but if you have more confidence and more aura and more presence and like people can feel that energy, and you are gonna be perceived as more attractive and more desirable than the guy who objectively is like slightly more attractive than you, but if he has no confidence and he's like more insecure and more like
silent
to himself and like very closed off, and his body language isn't opening and welcoming, and he has no aura, then like he's uglier, which is crazy that people will see him as uglier than the guy who's actually uglier.
At the end of the day, don't forget that it's all in your head. How you see things, this is the way the things will be. I know it sounds like metaphor, but it's so true. And
you create your own reality, not just with business, but with everything in life. And I think another really important thing that comes in regards to like working on all aspects of yourself is obviously we have to touch on the career aspect and the money and the finances, because, you know, I'm not super red pill. Like, I'm not one of these guys that's like the man has to make all the money, period, and blah, 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 blah. But I do believe in the fact that a man's duty and his purpose and his job and part of his fulfillment in life is taking care of others, however that might look. And, you know,
depends in what age.
Yeah, it depends on what age, but the man should be able to provide for the woman, and that goes into being a gentleman and all of that too.
I disagree.
And I think let me finish. I think, look, if you're young, right, you don't have to be like spending all of your money. You don't have to be like paying for everything for the girl. Like if you're both 23 years old like we are, I don't necessarily have to, or it's not expected of me to be the man and provide and pay for absolutely everything, all of our expenses between the two of us.
No.
But you have to believe that you will get there, and the girl has to want to see that that is part of your mission and part of your focus, is that in the future,
like she's investing.
Yeah, in the future you will be able to provide the resources that you need to go on and start a family with that woman.
Everyone is looking for comfort in their future, and everyone wants
stability.
Yeah, everyone wants to have the ability to live nice, not necessarily like ballers, but you know, at least nice and can afford food and like apartment. But I don't agree with you. Like obviously it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful to see a man that nobody wants and have a lot of like wishes for his future. This is beautiful. I like to see that a lot. But I don't think man is the only one who needs to provide it. And even if, like, let's say you're broke, like I hate when people say, I don't have money, so I don't want to have a girlfriend right now. Why not? Because you can't take her on a fancy date, so take her to
McDonald's.
No.
Do what you can within your
Take her to
means.
a picnic. Do something romantic for her. You can buy her like a beautiful flowers, like a lot of flowers. Get her one rose. But be romantic. Like, write her some cute letters every morning. Like, there is some things that doesn't require money to be gentleman and romantic. So I hate this excuse. I think it's lame. Like,
and also the fact that you put that effort in, even if you don't have a lot of money now,
it's more beautiful.
It shows the girl that in your future, when you do have the money, you are going to be able to take care of her on a bigger scale. And you know, one day when you can't afford 100 roses instead of one, that's what she'll be getting. When you can't afford, you know, the beautiful mansion on the water instead of your cramped 1-bedroom apartment that you're getting for her and you right now, you will be able to do that, but in the future. And I think girls are like investors, right? They care about a man's future. Guys are more so the opposite. They care about a girl's past. But with women, it's like, you don't necessarily have to be the best version of yourself right now. It's more important to build with that girl, and that girl will see all that you're becoming and who you will become in the future if you stay on that path.
And also, I'm sorry, but I'll need to be honest. Like, it's kind of disgusting to say, if I'll have, then I'll spend. Like, no, like you need to have the mentality of like, I'll give everything I have no matter what. Like, not if you'll have a lot and first of all to yourself, then you'll spend on your girlfriend too. Like, okay, you want to be smart, but no one says you need to spend like everything you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. Like, it's kind of disgusting to say like, only if I'll have a lot of money, then I'll spend on girls. Like, like you kind of put yourself first in this like statement. And
I guess that leads into another thing, which is like, we might disagree on some of this. So everything you guys have heard right now, we're pretty much in agreement, but we're probably going to end up disagreeing on some stuff. So I want to see what you guys think and what your reactions are, or whose side you're on in the comments. But I know she's probably going to disagree with this one. But I'm going to say that as a man, especially as a young man, okay, maybe when you're like 30, 40, it's slightly different, but in your 20s, you need to prioritize your career over your girl. I said it. So you need to spend more of your time and more of your focus on yourself and on your career, and be a little bit selfish. Give her less time if you have to, but put the business, put your work, put your career, put your finances first, because that is what's going to allow you to take care of the girl to the extent that you want to in the future.
I don't disagree with you.
You don't disagree?
I agree.
Okay.
But it's not or. If you have the right girl, she'll help you to achieve your dreams, and she'll help you to get to your career. Like, girl of your dreams, or like the right girl for you, let's say, not necessarily girls of your dreams. She's supposed to make the best out of you, not put you down, not hold you back. So I agree, but also don't agree.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's like or this or this. Like, if someone will really love you, she'll want the best for you. And if she see you in the statement of like grinding, she'll help you grind.
That's true. And that's when you know you have the real one too. And like, she understands that, okay, maybe he can't see me today because he's got to work all day in order to build a better life for us in the future.
So maybe I'll come and I'll make him some like nice dinner to help him and to save some time for him, so I won't need to spend time of like ordering and all that. Like, you know, the right girl will give to you, even if you're not giving to her in the moment. Like,
so yeah, okay, I'd say we still agree on that. here's something you definitely won't agree on. And I think a lot of the men might agree who are watching this, but it's that you have to show, and by show, I don't mean tell, okay? Two very different things. You have to show or provide an indication to your woman or to the girl you're trying to attract that you have a lot of options. You are not desperate, and you're not like, this isn't, you know, the end all be all for you, and you can turn the other way and you can go find another girl.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Who the hell do you think that wants to feel like she's an option? Would you want to feel like you're an option?
No, I would not want to feel like I'm an option.
Period. End of story.
But
who would want that? Like it's so childish, immature, gross. I get what you're saying. I know where it's coming from. I understand the idea of it. It will work for sure on girls.
Let me give you a situation.
A woman will run away.
Okay, but let me give you a situation.
A girl will. A girl's like, oh, okay, so we have a lot of girls, you know what? Yeah, like I'll try to achieve him. And like, girl love the toxic. But women don't, because they know like what.
The other day we were in Calvin Klein, and you were talking about this guy in Calvin Klein that went super viral, and all the girls are obsessed with him, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that if that guy was not in the Calvin Klein commercial and girls weren't already talking about him and boosting up him to other girls, do you think he would have the same kind of recognition or be seen in the same kind of light if he was just walking down the street as an average guy, walking home from work, walking home from his restaurant, whatever he was doing? Do you think that girls are going to be like falling at their knees for this guy?
It's hard for me to tell because I don't see the hype. I don't like, it's not my taste. Like I'll say it, like gentle. I don't want to be rude. I just don't find him attractive, so I can't answer this question.
Okay, but you got to think from your perspective. You got to think. No. You got to think from the girls, because objectively, was getting looked at by a lot of girls, and a lot of girls were thinking he's very attractive, and they want to be with him, and they want to whatever, right? So I would argue that what happens is, with people of status, particularly celebrities, with people who have a lot of options, is that they just keep getting more options because let me finish. Because
he's
one
just
girl
desirable, but it doesn't mean he has a lot of options.
But let me finish. So one girl tells another girl, "Oh my God, that guy I saw, he's like so attractive. Like I would love to be with him." Then that is in her head. It's like a third-party testimonial. And that girl tells another girl, and the network effect grows until all of a sudden it's a known thing that this guy is very attractive, or this guy's like a lot higher status than other guys. When in reality, he wasn't. The only reason why he is because of how many girls think that he is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure, but like of course I'll think like if he'll just be an average guy, he'll have a lot less. I just don't know like why people still think he's so attractive.
Okay,
so
let's not use him as an example.
Yeah,
but like,
it's a bad example.
We'll pick someone who is like arguably or objectively attractive. Okay? So like Justin Bieber. Okay. He's objectively a very good-looking guy. No matter how you spin it, he's an attractive male. But he would not have the amount of girls interested in him just based on looks. We're talking about talent aside and character aside, but just based on looks, if other girls weren't already interested in him. So it's a thing where it's like monkey see, monkey do. When one girl's interested in one guy, another girl gets interested in another guy. Yeah. And then it follows, right? So a guy that, let's say, is equally as attractive as Justin Bieber, but no girl is talking about him, no girl likes him, no girl ever said anything about this guy is really attractive, naturally he's going to be less attractive to all the girls because the girls haven't had any proof that he has any options and that all these girls are interested in this guy, aka he's a desirable guy.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one because I think regardless he still looks good.
But that's not the point. It's not the point.
The point is desirable,
that more options makes you more desirable.
Okay, but this is different to be famous and to be known as like a hot guy.
Okay, but
we're
using him as an example.
But it's completely different. It's okay if like you're famous and it's a known thing that you're hot. But it's something completely else. Let's say you're going on a date with some guy, me as a girl going on a date with some guy, and he just like, oh yeah, this girl wants me. And
no.
Ew.
No.
So how are you gonna show?
No, you're wrong. Like you're wrong. What did I say at the beginning? I said show and not tell. Specifically, if you're a guy, you never say to a girl, so here, I have other options. You're totally misconstruing my message.
Let's explain to me and to all the viewers so they can know how to do it too. What do you mean by that? Like, how can you show but not tell?
Okay, but first, let me explain. I clearly said you never tell. Guys, you never tell a girl you have options. You never want to be known as the guy.
Girls are really emotional intelligent. Like, they can know if you're trying to secretly show them you have a lot of options.
But let me finish. It's not like you're going out of your way to secretly show the girl. It's that you actually have the options, and therefore it has to be known to the girl, and that makes you more attractive. So what I'm saying is,
how is it known?
Put the famous people aside, because
let's talk about you.
I just use that as an example, but let me finish. Let's talk about any random guy, right?
Okay.
A girl is gonna know if he has options or if he doesn't by a number of small things without the guy even saying it. It's how the guy acts. Right? Is he desperate and falling at his knees and texting this girl 24/7? Or is he actually busy living his life? Is he a charismatic dude that, you know, has other girls in his friend groups, that goes out frequently, not clubbing and not that, but goes out and has good social circles, has good communities, says what's up to people? Like, the girl knows. She's like, damn. A lot of girls in the community, like, wish they could be with this guy. A lot of girls, like, they'll want to be with this guy. Maybe they see, even when they're going out with the guy, maybe they see the guys getting looks from some girls. Maybe they see the guys going out to dinner and girls are looking at him. That is all indication, without the guy ever saying anything.
It's gonna be confident, like.
No, but let me finish. That is all indication, without the guy saying anything, that he has options, and that you are not the only girl that he's ever gonna be able to get. And that is the thing that really boosts a guy up. And you don't have to be famous, but I used famous as an example because a lot of girls are like, oh, look at this Calvin Klein guy, he's so hot, I want to be with him. So then all the other girls are like, damn, all these girls are so into him, I gotta lock him down. But that applies to any guy, famous or not. Any guy out there in the world, wherever you are, if you have a lot of girls around you, if girls are always interested in you, if you're always saying the right things, you're getting in social groups, you're charismatic, you know, you're a cool, funny person to be around, naturally, girls want to be around you. And your girl is going to see this. And if you are not this type of guy, it's going to hurt you, is what I'm saying. So that's what I mean when I'm saying show the girl that you have a lot of options. If you show the girl that no girl is ever interested in you, she's in the back of her mind, she's going to be like, well, if no girl's interested in him, why the hell would I want to be with him? Like, why would I want to lock down this guy that no other girl wants? Yeah. And no girl will admit it, but every girl wants what she can't have. Every girl wants what is super desirable and what all the other girls wants. Because also it's a big flex for her. Like, it's a big ego boost for her internally, and maybe she's the type that shows it on social media. Maybe she's the type that just keeps it to herself. But it's a big boost for her to know that other girls want her man, especially in the early stages. Like, look, when you're already like long dating or you're married or whatever, this doesn't really apply. But we're talking about when you are attracting a girl in the first place, when you're trying to get a date, when you're trying to start dating a girl, the girl needs to see that you have other options. Because if she doesn't, she's like, this guy's gonna be around forever. Why am I here?
But same goes to like the opposite. Like, no one likes someone desperate.
No.
So yeah, I totally agree with you. I understood, like misunderstood you.
Okay, good. So I made you agree with my point. Yeah. But either way, you put up a bit of a fight just because of the initial line. Yeah. So
it just sounds really bad.
It sounds bad at first, but I wanted to get that argument going because I think a lot of people, like, they don't really understand. When people provide advice and they say, like, show a girl that you have options, they're immediately they're getting defensive, like what she just did. They're thinking like, that's disgusting. But what it really means is that you are, yet again, confident, you're charismatic, you're out there in the world doing cool things, you're busy, you're working on yourself.
I would say that's really also up to the girl. So a lot of girls don't want their man to be more than them. It will scare away a lot of girls either. Like, it's really up to the girl. Because I know personally a lot of girls who wants their boyfriend uglier than them. They don't want to date the beautiful guy like this guy over here. They want to date someone who is less attractive than them. They want to be the more in their relationship. They want to feel the big difference.
But yet again, that's not a woman. That's a childish girl with insecurity.
No,
I would say it is.
Some people this is their preference. Like, they don't attract to this like successful dolls. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's childish. I think it's insecurity at its finest. guy or girl. If you are literally going for somebody because you're like, oh, this person is uglier than me, and that makes me feel comfort, versus pursuing the one that you are more attracted to on a physical level, but you
But they
decided
might be
to
more
choose.
attractive
Okay,
to
but
this.
you don't know yet. Let's say two people equivalent, one is more attractive and one's uglier to that person, and you decide you want to go for the uglier person strictly because they are uglier. That is insecurity in yourself.
I agree. I don't personally understand that because I am not operating like this. For me, it's a flex if my man is more than me. But it's definitely insecurity. Like, they want to feel more. Otherwise, they can't be in a relationship. Like, they need to feel like
They
they're
need
the
to be the
strong,
more like powerful one or the better looking one or whatever it is. And they rely on that a lot for their own mental sanity. And I think that's complete insecurity, because
it's true, but there is a lot of girls like that regardless.
but let's say there's a lot of girls like that, but again, these aren't the girls that you want to go for. If your girl is like settling with you because she thinks that you're kind of ugly, or she thinks that like you're kind of like,
no, it's not settling,
not
though.
settling, but if she thinks like, if she's with you and she wants to have more power over you and she strives to have more options than you, and she's going to use that as control over you, and you're gonna be in a very damaging relationship. Like, seriously. So if that sounds like you, I would say run as far as you can away from these girls. Every man and every woman should be chasing or aspiring to be with the girl or the boy of their dreams, period. They don't want to sacrifice, they don't want to settle, they don't want to be like, you know, I kind of want to be with this guy because he's uglier than me. Like, what kind of a relationship is that?
Look at us. We're literally managing to succeed our relationship from like all across the world. Like, we're literally living so far away, like 20 hours flight. And yet we're still doing everything to make it work because we're each other's dream. So no excuses. Yeah,
versus like, let's say if I was one of those insecure type people, then what I would do is I wouldn't be dating her. Like, why would I date this if I was insecure? Because guess what that would lead me to do? It would lead me to cheat on her and ruin the relationship, because I'm gonna feel like, oh shit, like my girl is more attractive than me, she's getting more options, she's getting more attention, like she's more desirable. And then I'm gonna feel less in the relationship, which is gonna then make me wanna go and feel more with someone else. And then I'm gonna go and find someone who's less desirable, who's uglier, who's whatever you want to call it, and I'm gonna cheat on her, right?
And I would say, yeah, it's okay sometimes if your partner is more than you. It's okay. It makes sense. Like, someone needs to be more or even. Like, this is rare, this is even. But someone is sometimes more. So what? It's okay. But the thing that really matters is how your boyfriend or girlfriend making you feel. If they're making you feel like you're less, even if you're not necessarily less, then this is a shit relationship, I'm sorry to tell you. You need that from the other side, no matter if it's a girl or if it's a boy. You need the other side to make you feel like everything to them.
Exactly, and it's also about, like, exactly how she said, it's about what you feel and what you believe, and that's it. And it comes back to being confident, yet again, and not being insecure. Because, for example, pick the most beautiful woman you want in your head right now. Imagine that. A confident guy, I'll take myself as an example here. I could be with that woman, and I would not be feeling like I'm less than her. I would not be feeling afraid. I would not be wanting to cheat on her. I wouldn't be doing those things because...
When you say it, what do you imagine?
I don't imagine anything. I imagine you. Okay. But so I'm telling the people on the other side to pick their dream girl.
Yeah, I know.
A confident guy could be with her and he wouldn't feel less than her. He wouldn't feel that ever, because you get your confidence, you get your security from a lot of places. And as a man, I don't think you should get it from looks. Or if you do, it's yet again feeds into insecurity, because there's always going to be somebody better looking than you. It's just the truth. There's 8 billion people on this planet. You'll probably have a replica of you who has a slightly better nose, who has a slightly better hair. Like, whatever it is, there is somebody out there visually who is better looking than you.
Really?
Yes. Like, okay, maybe not you, but like, you get the point. There's somebody out there who is better looking than you watching this video right now. So if you're getting all of your confidence from your looks, you're getting it from the wrong place. You have to get it from a combination of things, in your life. So you have to be like, well, I'm pretty good looking. Well, I'm pretty successful. Well, I'm in pretty good shape. You know, I'm pretty intelligent. The way that I view things, the way that I think about life, other people are never going to be me. They're never going to have the exact same traits that I have.
Yeah.
I have a unique combination and a lot going for me, and I believe my future is bright.
And
That
also,
is the belief you have to have, and then you can be
Yeah.
with any girl and not feel less than her, because even if you're with the most attractive girl that has the most options on the planet, if she decides to leave you, you will still feel like it's her loss, because you know what you bring to the table with that girl.
let's put it like this. Let's say someone, okay, not even you, someone is dating the most beautiful creature alive, okay, the most beautiful, and they're going on a date. She's only beautiful, like nothing inside. You don't even talk, like you're just like most boring date ever, but she's gorgeous. What do you think is gonna happen? Like they'll be like, oh, like that's it, like no connection. So it's like you yourself don't want to be the one that just looks good and has nothing to offer more than that, because it's boring. Okay, so like, you know, people get used to beauty, like, and also beauty goes away with the years. Like you want to have like a good personality, you want to be interesting, you want to be like confident.
I think looks always help. You need to be hygienic,
Yeah,
you need to
obviously.
be clean, you need to take care of yourself, you need to try to look your
Yeah.
best, you need to look smacks to an
Yeah,
extent, right?
obviously.
Looks always help, but to a certain point.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed with every single guy that I've met in my entire life, which is a lot of guys, I've met a lot of millionaires, I've met a lot of super broke guys that are living in their parents' houses, I've met guys at any stage of their career, you get the point. If I can think right now of the guys that I know who get the most girls, who have the most options, who just seem to have girls dropping at their feet in front of them, it is not the most attractive guys. All right, so next we got to talk about how to actually approach the girl in the first place, because all these things are good. You have your character, you have your style, you have some options around you, you have your money, you have your career, but like obviously you're going to get the girl if you have these things. Like, you know, you have
Yeah.
to build your way up to them, but when you have them, like, you're going to get the girl you want, right? But how do you even talk to her in the first place? Because most guys, they can be the full package, they can be everything, but they're not known. Unless they're famous, they're not known. So how are they going to get themselves in front of the right girl that they actually want to attract?
I think the best way is no games. I'm sorry, I know you like to do it, but I think it's like really lame to like see a girl in real life and then message her online. It just only shows how like insecure you are. Like someone confident will just come and say whatever. Works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It all comes to the fact that you're not desperate. If it works, then it works. If it's not, then it's not. And you showed it to her by the encourage you're taking and by being like taking the risk and like approaching her, knowing you might get rejected. Like it's good to show that you're not afraid of getting rejected. Like I think it's good to just come and talk and be nice and just be confident, and this is what works the best.
I would totally agree. I think that the cold approach is good. Like, let's say you're at a university campus, you see a girl like sitting down eating her lunch by herself on a picnic bench. Like, you go and sit next to her and open up and connect with her as a real human being. No, this is how you're gonna get a girl, because no guy is willing to do that. Every guy is gonna wait for her to go to the club on a Saturday night, and then they're gonna shove themselves in her face, smelling disgustingly of perfume.
Yeah, no,
like this
obviously
this is what every guy is doing.
Gross.
If you can be confident and do the cold approach in person in the times when the girl maybe isn't expecting it, she might be caught off guard, she might be nervous herself, she might not react as you thought you were hoping for, but in the back of that girl's head, she is going to be like, damn, this guy just did what no other guy does. He must be something special. There is something about him. So if you exchange Instagrams or phone numbers or whatever, she is later going to check you out. She's going to talk to you, and then maybe something will form. So
Yeah.
I think the cold approach is a great way.
Yeah.
But that being said, there are very certain instances where I do believe it's better to maybe try to get the girl
I know
online
what you're gonna say.
instead of in person, and
know.
that is when
Can I
you
say-
see the girl of your dreams. Sure, say.
Okay, so you think if it's in a club, then it's not good to approach some girl?
No, I think you can approach a girl in the club. I think it's just that every guy does it, so you have to do your approach differently if you want it to work.
And I think if you see someone in a club, you shouldn't approach.
What?
I think if you see some girl in a club, then you're looking in the wrong place.
Correct. Well, that's true also. If you're going to the
I'm
nightclubs,
sorry, but I'm hungry.
you're looking in the wrong places because these girls are going consistently to the nightclubs to get the attention and the validation of all these men, which one is likely not a girl that you want
and
or
they're
down the line.
desperate, and we don't want desperate.
And you don't want desperate. But if you are approaching a girl in the club and you want to take her home, here is the truth. You do things a little bit differently than every other guy. You got to just always remember that. Remember that guys are all doing the same things. So if you go to a club and you sit back and you observe and you watch, every guy is walking up to the pretty girl in the club and he's like, hey, can I buy you a drink?
Yeah.
Hey, come back to my table. Me and my boys got all these drinks. Like, it's the same approach over and over again. So let's say you're at a club or you're at a bar and you see like the most attractive girl of your life. Let's say you walk up to this girl, you connect with her, you grab her maybe Instagram, grab her phone number, which is normal. People doing this all the time at a club. That's why girls are going to clubs. They're expecting that, they're wanting that, they're asking for that basically without actually asking for it.
Yeah.
So you go and you connect with her, right? And then you leave her alone. You say, all right, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends now. It's really nice to meet you, like blah, 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 bye. That girl for the rest of the night, in the back of her mind is gonna be like, damn, that guy who came up to me like 2 hours ago and now he's like having fun with all his friends and like acting as if I don't even exist. Like,
It's kind of weird.
what is up with him? Like,
Yeah,
it's weird.
it's like-
It's like they're drawn to you, and the fact that they're going to consistently think about you is good. And what you'll notice, if you are the type that goes to the clubs constantly, what you'll notice is you look at that girl. Don't, by the way. If you talk to her, you connect with her, leave her alone. Go hang out with your friends. Let her have her fun.
But don't be with girls.
She will look at you for the rest of the night. She will be like hovering around you, walking by, glancing over, because
I
she's
would
waiting
say
for more. She's
Send-
used to the
send
guy
her and her
like,
friends like shot.
yeah, or even that. She's used to the guy like pursuing
No, I
her.
would say do it.
Yeah, you mean at a restaurant maybe. You can like,
No.
okay, everywhere. But regardless, no, I agree. It can work, but again, it's kind of standard, right? This approach is like the girl will not forget about you, and now you're connected with her. So when you leave the club, the amount of times she will message you and be like, where'd you go? She will message you and she'll be like, what happened to you? This is crazy. And that's when you know you're in, the girl wants you, she's been thinking about you all night, or she'll message you the next day, or you message her in 2 days, or whatever it is, and you have immediately set yourself apart from every other guy who's trying to take her home on that one night, just from doing something so simple and so...
like guys.
Well, if they're the type that go to the club and
I
connect with people, it's
mean-
very possible. But most good girls don't want to message a guy first. That's the truth.
Yeah, don't wait for girls to text you unless like. Also, don't show too much. I think to do sometimes the standard stuff is good because like what are you supposed to do? Like go run away from the club, buy flowers, and then run back to the club and give it to her? Like it's showing too much. So like sending like a shot, it's like not like much of an effort, but also it's like the right amount. Like
Yeah, it's just a small like amount of effort by like sending a girl a shot, and
it's
then
also beautiful because like you're not trying to be with her.
no,
but
you're
you
not
still
all over her.
make sure she's having a good time. So it's like perfect because it's like basically saying I'm not trying to take advantage of you, but I still want you to have fun.
But here's the thing. You guys have to understand. You have to flip the script. Every guy ever at a club, going out to a nice restaurant, bars, is harassing a girl. They're all over the girl, buying her drinks,
is not-
trying to take her
yeah.
home. What if you could make that girl want to be all over you? And like I said, it's very simple to make that happen. You just have to do things differently than every other guy that she's used to coming up to her. So whether it's you just send her a shot from across the bar, you give her a little wave and you move on, or whether you go introduce yourself, connect, grab her Instagram and head on out, right?
Yeah.
These things is what's going to make the girl be all over you versus you being all over her. And if you don't flip the script, you're going to end up like every other guy, every other option that you have, especially if she's, the most attractive girl going out on a night out, getting all the options. You have to flip it around. So then she is like why the hell doesn't this guy want me? In her head, she's going to get insecure. She's going to get worried. She's going to get stressed. She's going to be like, she's so used to the attention that she's no longer getting from you, but she's aware of who you are because you already connected. So then it's only a matter of time before that girl craves what all the other guys are giving her from you. And that's how you know you've won, right?
I agree.
Okay.
We agree on that.
So next on how to approach girls, let's talk about DM slides. So like straight in the DM on Instagram, you find a girl you like, you send her a message. I would say that they are generally not a good thing. They generally do not work, but this is a general statement.
I mean,
Unless you either A, have a really good social presence so that it's not creepy. And what I mean by creepy is like, if it's like some weird, like you have like 4 Instagram posts up and like none of them are with your face, like that's creepy. Like the girl's gonna be like, who is this guy? He's sending me this message.
How you look like, yeah.
You don't even know anything about you. But if you have a great social presence, so if you've been posting on Instagram for years, you've been documenting your life, you've been like, a girl can run across your Instagram and learn so much about you. She's instantly gonna feel so much more comfortable with you, okay? But if you don't have a really good social presence, then the other thing you can do is send a really non-direct message that leads to a whole other place, and then you later try to swing it back in your favor. So it's like...
It works.
It works. So like you send the girl a message that's like, you know,
I want to hire you.
Hey, if you own a business, you could be like, hey, I want to hire you for this position. And you get to know the girl, you start hiring her, you start talking to her, and then blah, blah, blah. If you, you know, want to, let's say, get the girl an opportunity, you can say, hey, my friend owns a big agency. He thought you were the perfect candidate for blah, 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 blah. She's going to be interested. It's going to pique her curiosity. Has nothing to do with you, but she's going to be interested. She's going to reply to you. That's going to open the dialogue. And guess what's going to happen? Later, you're going to hop on a call. She's going to learn about who you really are. And then if you have everything together, next thing you know, you could attract her. So you see where I'm going with that? So it's like, if you don't have an insanely good social presence, the best thing to do is be like non-direct at all, but get into the girl's life in some way or some way, shape or form, infiltrate in there, and then like get her to like you, right? Yeah. Last thing is, if a girl is already in your friend group or you already know of this girl, then what do you do?
That's tough.
Right, so this is maybe the toughest one because you're not coming in on a blank slate. She already knows about who you are. She's maybe known you for years. Maybe you're high school friends. You have mutual friends.
So it's either that she wants, either that she don't. Like, no in between. Like, maybe you can try to do a bunch of like other stuff to achieve that. But like, most likely, like she already know if she wants you or not.
Yeah, and so like if you were in my friend group from high school and it was just like a year or two after high school and we'd still like kept hanging out together as a group, right? I think I would have a pretty good indication of if I could get you or not because we've been friends for a while already. I have an idea of like, if I think I can't, but I really want you, like you've been the girl of my dreams for years, then like I'm gonna figure out a way how to, because that's the kind of guy that I am. And again, that's another character thing that like if you really want something, you don't give up on it. But here is where you have to get a little bit smart, maybe a little bit sneaky, because this is probably the most difficult situation that we've talked about. Yeah. And so what I would say is try to get that girl in your friend group closer to you, one-on-one or very small groups. Make things intimate a little bit, maybe touch her leg. Yeah, like start slowly, like send some other vibe, like little flirt, little compliment. And then also you'll be able to see if she's like uncomfortable with that and she's like, what? Or she's like, oh, thank you. And she's like flattered, because that means a lot. Yeah. And then I would say from here, you have 2 options. You either be super direct with her, you ask her out, and if you get it, then well, great. But if you fail, and she's like, like, we're friends. We've been friends for so long, like, blah, blah, blah. Then leave. Like, literally F off from her life for a minimum of 6 months. And in that 6 months, recreate yourself into a new person that she will like, and then come back. But also, I would say, don't like straight up just offer her to date, because it's weird. Because if every interaction you ever had till today, even if she wants you, it will still be, you're my friend, because in her mind, like, you're her friend. So first, like, try to send like this message like very, very gently, and then like make her think about it herself first before you say it. It needs to make sense in her own like head. Yeah, so that is option number 1. And then I'd say option number 2 is just leave right away. So don't even bother. Like, because if you'll already have a good indication on whether or not that girl is kind of into you, because
Yeah.
she's been in your friend group, you've known her for a while. And if you think, damn, it's the girl of my dreams, but like there's just no chance I can get her right now, then again, leave.
Get her later.
Get her later. Say, you know what? I'm going to, like, in your head, and obviously not to her, but be like, you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to make this girl mine, but I'm not ready to do so yet because I got to work on myself.
Be the best version of yourself.
And chances are, you know what this girl's into. Like, if you're in her friend group, you can
Yeah.
probably talk to her friends, and her friends are probably saying, oh, she's into Jason from down the street who,
Or maybe based
does
on
this
her
and that.
like history.
Or based on her
you
history.
probably know who she dated and all that.
So you kind of have an idea. Is she interested in guys with status? Is she interested in guys with money? Is she interested? And like, hopefully not. Hopefully she's not just on materialistic things.
Yeah.
But like, let's say you do find out that like everyone she's ever been interested in was rich. Well, shit, you're broke. So now go away for 6 months, a year, 5 years, become the wealthiest guy you possibly can, and then come back to her and be like, hey, let me take you on a skiing trip in Switzerland. And watch what will happen, because you knew what she was interested in, right?
Yeah.
Now, hopefully that's not the case, because she's not just like solely into materialistic things.
Yeah.
But you know
You
what I
don't
mean.
want
Like,
that.
get an idea of what she wants, and then leave, come back with that, and your chances are through the roof.
I agree.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it then. So any last thoughts for these young men out there trying to get themselves something like what we have?
Follow your heart. Sometimes you'll get disappointed, I will tell you that. Like, sometimes the girls of your dreams, not necessarily, is what right for you. But this will come with experience and with maturity.
Yeah.
When you'll be more mature, you'll figure that out. And yeah, don't settle down, if you ask me. Like,
Yeah, I would say too, never settle. Like,
Never.
don't give up on what you want. Maybe give up when the girl has a ring on her finger and she's like getting married to another man, because that's a bit too far if you're
yeah.
trying to like infiltrate in with that. But I would say even if a girl has a boyfriend, you don't necessarily have to give up. You can come back later when they've hopefully broken up.
yeah. But if she wants you while she have a boyfriend, then you don't want her.
Then you don't want her
It's
anyway.
the big red flag. No, run away.
But yeah,
She's a cheater.
if you really want a girl and somebody else has stole her from you and you still want her, do not try to get involved with their relationship. Don't try to be a homewrecker. Don't try to get in there. Just let it be. Go work on yourself. Go entertain some other options. Try to find a new, better version of her.
Yeah, you
And
might
keep her in your
find-
mind, because one day when that girl breaks up, she's yours for the taking. And mind you, that's another, red flag with a lot of girls, is they're getting into relationships, but they're keeping all these other options available because they know that when their relationship comes to an end, they're going to go straight with another guy. And I would say, yet again, that's not a girl that you want. You want a girl to be all in on you, and you want
Yeah.
her to have a vision for you guys if you're in a relationship, that you're getting married in the future.
Yeah.
So don't end up with a girl that is just using you for the time being and then is going
Yeah.
to jump to the next guy, because that is the worst possible thing you could do for yourself. And
Yeah.
like I said, the biggest red flag for this is if a girl retains male friends, if a girl retains men in her life that,
Yeah.
she's coming up with a million excuses to you as to why these guys are in her life. The truth is, these guys are sidelined waiting for their opportunity, and that's why they stay around with her. That's why they follow her. That's why they stay in her friend groups. And these guys will, maybe they're already trying to get in on your relationship. Maybe they're not. Hopefully they're respectful and they're not. But when you guys break up, if you do, hopefully you don't, these guys will all try to go for your girl.
And also know and believe that if this is right for you and meant for you, it will happen no matter when. It can be like in a few years, it can be in a few months or in a few weeks, but just believe that the best will happen to you, and if this is meant to be, it will be.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, guys. That's it. Peace out.